Imagine a world where the hum of a computer was not just the sound of calculation, but the whisper of understanding, where machines could not just process Shakespeare, but feel his words, where they could write poetry that could move you and debate the very nature of our existence. For decades, this was the stuff of dreams, pure science fiction, really. And yet today, you speak to them. Every day, probably. ChatGPT, Claude, systems of almost incomprehensible power woven right into our lives. But how? How did we get here? This is the story of large language models. A tale of brilliant breakthroughs, of unexpected discoveries, and the relentless, almost obsessive pursuit of a machine that could truly understand. Chapter 1, The Foundation. Our story begins not on some battlefield, but in the quiet pages of a research paper. The year was 2017. The title? Attention is all you need. It was a spark. A revolutionary idea that would become the very backbone of this new intelligence, the transformer. Picture it, not as code, but as a blueprint. And at its heart, a stroke of absolute genius, the attention mechanism. Look, you imagine you are in a crowded room, a storm of voices all around you. Your brain, somehow, effortlessly, it focuses on one conversation and tunes out all the noise. That is what attention gave to the machine. The power to see connections, to weigh the importance of every single word. Chapter 2, The Secret Sauce. And here, this is where the story becomes truly fascinating. How do you teach a machine that can read, everything? The answer was not some, complex formula. It was elegantly simple. You just teach it to predict the next word. Imagine reading 1,000,000 books, the entire internet, but every sentence is incomplete. With every correct guess, the model didn't just learn grammar. No, it learnt context. It absorbed world knowledge. It began to see the subtle echoes of human reasoning. And then came the discovery that, it ignited an arms race. Scale. The lesson was simple. Larger models are better, and more data is better. It wasn't just about adding more power. It revealed that with enough scale, intelligence itself just began to emerge. Chapter 3, The Alignment Revolution. So by 2019, we had created this titan, GPT-3, 175 billion parameters. It could write with shocking coherence, but there was a problem. This raw intelligence, it was like a brilliant person with no social skills. It knew everything, but it didn't know how to be, helpful. The machine's goal was simply not aligned with ours. The breakthrough was reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF. The process is, it's quite clever actually. First, you ask the AI the same question in different ways. Then you have humans, actual people, rank the best answers. Then, and this is the amazing part, you train another AI just to predict what humans will prefer. And finally, you use that to guide the original AI, teaching it what we value. And just like that, the models weren't just knowledgeable. They became useful. They became collaborators. They became aligned. Chapter 4, The Great Democratization. For years, these digital minds were locked away behind corporate walls. But a revolution was brewing. Of course it was. The open source movement. Pioneers like Eleuther AI and Meta AI, they just shattered the walls. And then came Bloom, a colossal model built not by one company, but by 1,000 researchers from all over the world. It was more than a model. It was a declaration, really. A statement that this power, this future, it belongs to everyone. Chapter 5, the efficiency revolution. But there was a new problem. The models were getting too big. Fine-tuning them was becoming prohibitively expensive. You needed a supercomputer, basically. The solution arrived not with a bang, but with the quiet elegance of a masterstroke. It was called LoRa. The best way to think of it is like this. Instead of rewriting an entire book to tell a new story, you just add footnotes and notes in the margin. You just guide the reader. The results were breathtaking. A 10,000-fold reduction in trainable parameters. Suddenly, researchers with laptops could achieve what once required a data center. The revolution was not just open, it was now accessible. Chapter 6, the modern era. So, where are we today? Well, today's most powerful models follow a well-established recipe, a kind of three-step dance. First, pre-training. You feed it the entire library of human knowledge and teach it to predict the next word. Second, fine-tuning. You show it good examples, how to be helpful, how to answer well. And third, RLHF. You fine-tune it based on what we, the humans, actually prefer. And the result? Well, models like GPT-4, Claude, they can reason, write code, create art, explain quantum physics to a child. It's really something else. Chapter 7, the inner workings. But perhaps the greatest mystery is not what they can do, but how. How do these abilities just emerge? It seems that intelligence, true intelligence, might be more compressible than we ever thought. That within these billions of parameters, a deeper, simpler truth resides. At the heart of it all is still attention, that ability to see the invisible threads of meaning. And beyond that, these feed-forward networks, they act like vaults of memory, banks of factual knowledge, the silent engines of reason. Chapter 8, the future. Of course, the journey is not over, not at all. The computational cost is enormous, millions of dollars to train a single model. And alignment? RLHF is good, but it has its limitations. It's complicated. So the path forward will probably involve more efficient designs, better ways to align these models with our values, and combining them with images, audio, making them multimodal. Epilogue, the transformation. So you see, we have witnessed more than just a technological revolution. We have witnessed the transformation of our very relationship with the machine. We've gone from typing rigid commands to having fluid conversations. This technology is already impacting everyone. Education, creative writing, science, accessibility, the list goes on. The story teaches us so much, no? That open collaboration makes everything faster, that efficiency empowers everyone, and that scale, well, scale reveals things you never expected. The next time you chat with an AI, just for a moment, remember this incredible journey. Remember the architects of the transformer, the pioneers of open source, the alignment researchers who gave these minds a kind of conscience. We are standing at the threshold of a new era, an age where AI is not just a tool, but a true collaborator in our creativity, our learning, and our discovery. The story of LLMs is really the story of how we taught machines to understand us, and in doing that, unlocked possibilities we are only beginning to imagine. The great AI awakening? Well, it has begun, and we are all part of it.